All right, today we're making yogurt. We'll teach you all how to make some yogurt at home. All you're gonna need is an Instapot. If you don't have an Instapot, don't worry, you can use something else. You can use a big pot and then you can do it all from there. But here's what we're gonna do. Plug in your Instapot. Whole milk only. You don't want to use the 2%. Pour your milk in. This is the first step. I like to make a gallon of milk, and a gallon of milk will usually yield me about 3/4 gallon of yogurt. The rest is what's called whey, and you can use that for other stuff too. But for now, we're doing this. So once we're here, pour your milk in. And then there's a setting here that says yogurt. Go ahead and click that until you see boil and just let it be. And that'll bring Instapot to boil. And what's gonna happen is after it's done boiling, we're gonna let it cool down. This is gonna pasteurize the milk. After that, we're gonna let it cool down to 34 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but anyway, 34 degrees Celsius. And then we're gonna put in a little bit of sugar. Scratch that, we're not gonna put in sugar. We're gonna arrive at 34 degrees Celsius, we're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna mix in our seed yogurt, which I have from my previous yogurt that I made. This is a hack for instant free yogurt all the time. Enjoy. All right, this is the yogurt after about an hour. You can see it's cooled down to around 62, 63 Celsius, or roughly 146 degrees Fahrenheit. So after this, I'm gonna take it out of this container here and just let it kind of air cool until it reaches around 34 to 35 Celsius. Alrighty, here we are. So we're going to do the next step. Here's my milk. It has been boiled and has cooled to, let's see, around 36, 37 Celsius. So that's 98 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just fine for culturing. Okay. So we're going to remove the dried milk from the top. Grab a spoon around the edges. I left this on here so it would protect my milk from, other things. You could have just put plastic on top, plastic wrap or something, and it would have worked just fine. Anyway, now we're here. And so what I like to do, here is my starter yogurt that I made about a week ago. So it's about maybe a cup and a half of yogurt. And we're gonna put in some milk into that. All right. I'm gonna mix that in, making sure to get rid of any clumps. What this is gonna do, this is gonna start our mixture to the right quantity. Probiotic starter in here. Now don't worry about putting sugar or vanilla or whatever else you want in here yet. We'll do that at the very end tomorrow, because it's nighttime now. We'll do that tomorrow when the yogurt has been made. If you put it now, it'll change the flavor profile of the yogurt too much and it becomes unpredictable, because now you're adding sugar into the bacteria, and that'll make it harder to predict what the flavor will be like. I like to keep it this flavor. This is my initial starter was the Stonyfield brand. I don't like the overly acidic yogurt. I like mine to be a bit more creamy and less acidic. So that's what I kept the starter as. And I'll show you a little trick here to make sure you always get the same flavor profile. Once that's done, pour this back in here. scoop up whatever's left so you don't waste it. What is this? Give it a quick little mix. Alright, and that's it. Now, we'll check our temperature. It should have dropped to like 33 maybe. Yeah, 33, perfect, spot on. We're gonna put it back in here. All right, so as I mentioned before, I like to make my yogurt not as acidic. So what that means is, typically, Instapots have a couple options. You can modulate the time of incubation. So you can do, if you press the yogurt button, go to 24 hours. This will give you a really thick, really Greek yogurty acidic taste. I like to do 6 hours and a half. What this means is that the Instapot will turn off its heater element in 6.5 hours. And that makes it easy because I'll be up in 7 or 8 hours. So what happens is when I get up tomorrow morning, it'll be off for about 2 hours, and so the temperature will start to drop. When the temperature drops is when the yogurt stops its fermentation process. And to truly stop its fermentation process, you need to put it in the fridge. So we're gonna put it at 6.5 hours. Gotta close this guy. That's it, make sure I did the right thing here. Okay, so 6.5, here we go. All right, it's the next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's see how our yogurt turned out. Ooh, look at that. Look at that little jiggle jiggle. Look at that. Smells just like yogurt. So now, what I like to do is get a cheesecloth. Get it a bit wet. And now we're going to drain this yogurt. Typically after 6 to 7 hours of it being made, it's not super thick. It can still be a bit runny. So we're going to make it a bit thicker now. And we can measure the temperature. (37.1 degrees Celsius or 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Look at that. Cool. So what that means is if you don't have an Instapot, you can do this also in a regular pot.
And I should add here that you can do it in a regular pot if you can maintain the temperature of 99 degrees.
Now we're going to transfer the yogurt here. Get all the little pieces out at the bottom. So this is the crucial step now, because you're going to want to separate it from the whey. And then it'll go from this kind of wet, goopy stuff you see here to actual creamy yogurt. And then you can actually grab each sides. This one we're going to do. There we go, like this. So make the sides together and kind of twist them together here. So now is when I like to drain it. some space. I'll lift it up and set it down. And you'll notice the whey right there. And that is going to drain. And you can tell it's whey and not just milk yogurt because of its clear color. See that? Perfectly clear. Which means this is pure whey. Okay, so now I'm gonna let it drain for about an hour or so, and then I'll pop it in the fridge, and it'll stay there probably next 6-7 hours to cool down completely. And then at that point, I can put in my sugar and a little bit of vanilla. Here we are. It has been about 9 hours. It's been in the fridge. You can kind of tell that it is overly drained, and we're gonna fix that. Yep, so when it's like this, this kind of hard, that means it's drained too much. So first off, we're gonna take it out of here and put it in another bowl, and we're gonna remove it from the cloth. And it kind of looks like cheese at this point, but it's not. It hasn't curdled like cheese. It is hard like cheese though. Typically it wouldn't be like this, except I've been gone a long time today, so usually I don't need to remix it in like this, but scrape off all the little bits and pieces of yogurt that you got on here. Okay. All right, should be good enough. Okay, so now, kind of tell, again, really thick consistency, uber thick. Now what we're gonna do is this right here is the whey. No way, yeah whey, this is the whey. So, to mix it back in, grab something that you can whisk with. And we're gonna put in, we're gonna reincorporate the whey. A little bit at a time. At this time, we're actually gonna incorporate a little bit of sugar. I like mine a bit sweeter, not that much. I mean, I just drizzle it on. It's like maybe 2-3 grams, 4 grams tops. And I like my yogurt to have a taste of vanilla, so I'll put in some pure vanilla extract and then get to work again. Now the sugar will melt inside of the liquid or whey. Still a bit too. You can use electric whisker, it's fine. I just didn't want to pull it out. Ice cream. Perfect. it tastes like a mild yogurt. Again, you can modify it. You can make it more yogurty, more tangy by increasing the time. And also, if you increase the time, you won't need to drain it because it'll become kind of Greek on its own.
If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate your time watching it, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Ciao for now.